Jose Negrete was the youngest of three. My husband was active duty military. He retired from Fort Cavazos. Jose was a military brat and a spoiled young child. Teased and played around with his siblings. He loved his family. He loved his community. And he was that child that was passionate about what he was going to do in life. He was that young man that said, hey, don't send me to college. Don't send me to university. I want to do something productive. I want to do something for my community and something that I'm going to help people. That was his focus.
And growing up with him, he was 40 pounds for like 15 years of his life, I swear. But like, he got a growth spurt after high school, which I was very disappointed in because he became taller and bigger than me. But we picked on him and teased him and stuff. But he was always a good kid. Even when he did the dumbest things, his heart was always in the right place. So he chose the perfect profession for his mindset. He's just a good guy with a good heart. Sometimes he did some dumb stuff, but it was generally pretty funny. Yeah.
For Jose Negrete, it depends what kind of day he had. When he shut down, that meant it wasn't a good day. That meant that he was also a paramedic. So he had to make the choice whether it was life and death. And I know during his journey, there was death involved. So those are the kinds of conversations that if you knew he was kind of quiet, we kind of stayed away. But then there were other things that were pretty hilarious. I'm not going to mention a lot of them, but it happened with his engine. I believe it's like with this ladder, it went up all the way to the ceiling and kind of got stuck there. I'm not going to say who did it. So that was kind of hilarious. He got an award from the fire department about saving a cat. And so it had its moments where could be really crucial and then it would be lively depending on what it was. We're Mexicans, so we cook a lot. And my kids know how to cook, Gabriel, Natalie, but he was a baby. He really never cooked. And when he cooked, we kind of stayed away.
He was the worst cook I ever had.
And so, needless to say, we found out that he was the main cook for the fire department where he worked. And they loved his food. So, don't know how that worked. Don't know how that tastes. But it happened. You learn after the fact. And I do remember him calling me and say, hey, Mom, how do you do this? How do you do that? And I'm like thinking, oh, man, he's just wanting to learn how to cook at his own home. No, he was using his skills for the fire department. And he was designated to cook, and they all loved him. Actually, one of the firefighters that's a close friend of him gained some weight. The doctor told him, hey, lay off because you're gaining some weight here. I really never tasted his food, so I can't say or be witness on how his food tastes.
I lived with him.
Yeah, it did.
It wasn't good.
It was good. Jose never really mentioned which side that he liked the most, but I know that knowing Jose, he gave 100% in whatever he did. He was just that type of person that he would change days if somebody else needed them. There were holidays that we had to do prior or after the fact, or wait until he got off, especially for Christmas, to wait for him so he can join us. He was that kind of person that always thought of someone else other than himself. He was not a complainer. Whatever you asked from him, he was there. Whatever time or day you wanted him, he was there. So there was never an issue when it came down to what he needed to do. I do know that he started as a firefighter EMT. That's what the school put him through. And later, the fire department put him through paramedic. And so he was able to earn his paramedic as well. My son was only 30 years old, so he was young. He didn't have no kids. He had a fat dog, Dragon, and so that was his baby. Everywhere he went, Dragon came along, you know? And Dragon used to have like a limp, but when Grandma was there, that limp was like, she was really dragging that leg, like, hey, look at me. And my son would always say jokingly, yeah, go ahead and tell Grandma. But even the dog knew, you know.
Somebody that went too quick. I mean, if he was still alive or he continued, I mean, I think big things would happen for him because he was that kind of person.
He will always be with us. The things that you find out after a passing of a child is all those things that he did without even saying he did them. People came after the funeral and told us, hey, you know, I was being bullied in high school and he came and was my rescue. There was a lady that came and she said, your son had no discrimination. He said, I was having a mental health issue and he was calm, collective, and he was there for me. And I had another person that came in and they did, the fire department would send them out to do volunteer works, and they were at Pizza Hut. And the child was autistic. And my son took the time to spend time with that autistic child, give him the space, and be with them. So when you look after everything that has happened, there's always a reason why they left. And for us, even when he was sick, because he got diagnosed with cancer, even when he was sick, he was still taking care of his community. He was sicker than the people he was taking care of until his chief came and told him that he had to go and take care of him. So that's the kind of person my son was. Always thought of others before himself. And to me, that's a proud moment for us. As a legacy for him, for us, people that are not in this level with the fire department, that don't share that brotherhood or that sisterhood, might not know this, but we do. My husband was paramilitary, so we tend to know what brotherhood means. But to us, as a legacy for him, we did a foundation. This foundation is called the Negrete Firefighter Foundation. And what this does, this is our 3rd year into it. What we do, we offer scholarships in his behalf. When he passed away the first year, we had 3 scholarships for 3 young adults. 2 of them are now firefighters, EMTs for Austin, Texas. 2 of them right now have just finished the fire academy. And one of them is a young lady, because ladies, females can do it too. So that is the legacy that I have for our son, because he may be gone to the public, but he will never be forgotten to us. And it's a legacy for our community. That's what we do. We learn every day how to do it better. It's a big sacrifice for a firefighter family because they are gone at all times of the day. Sometimes they're working 2-3 days at the fire station because they have to get their mission accomplished. And they do it. And those are things that we as a community don't see. And so, you know, he will always be with us. When I said my son, he was the baby of the house, which means, oh, this kid would do some of the craziest things, not only to us parents, but to his siblings, and, you know, and they would always be in a discussion or an argument, like, who's their favorite son, you know? And we all knew, like, when he was passing away, he even said it, I'm your favorite son, you know? And it was during COVID. And a lot of people, my son died during COVID, you know? And that meant that we couldn't go in there and see him. So that was hard to even saying goodbye, you know? And as parents and as family, you know, it's hard.